Well, it's all about crime fighting this weekend at the box office. Our own Lights Camera Jackson is here with his take on The Heat and White House Down. Hey,
That's
Jackson.
right. Good to see you. We're going to start off with White House Down. Takes place over one very long day. Channing Tatum, ladies love him. He stars as John Cale. He's a D.C. policeman and war veteran who works as a bodyguard for the Secretary of State. He's divorced and has an 11-year-old daughter named Emily, played by Joey King from Ramona and Beezus, who used to be obsessed with her dad, but is now obsessed with politics and current President James Sawyer, played by Jamie Foxx. Cale wants to become a Secret Service agent and protect the president. He goes to a job interview at the White House, and Emily joins him. On their way out, they join a White House tour, and a short time later, all hell breaks loose, starting with a huge explosion in the Capitol building. The bad guys responsible want to capture the president. In the chaos, Cale and Emily become separated, and he becomes the president's sole bodyguard. So he's got to get the president to safety, defeat the terrorists, and rescue his little girl.
So there have been a lot of presidents in danger movies recently. Does this one stand out?
The first half hour is all set up. Lots of talk and political mumbo-jumbo. Background info. For a while I thought I was watching MSNBC. But director Roland Emmerich, he did Independence Day and The Day After Tomorrow in 2012, makes up for that with a lot of fun and engaging action scenes that fill the rest of the film.
Now, Channing Tatum and Jamie Foxx, obviously likable leading men.
Right.
How do they work together?
They do. They have some good moments. The problem is a lot of their scenes are unfortunately ruined by the surprising amount of humor in it that really doesn't work. It doesn't mix well with all the killings and the mass destructions and the explosions, but the rest of the cast is top-notch. Maggie Gyllenhaal, Jason Clarke from Zero Dark 30, Richard Jenkins, and James Woods.
Okay, and lastly, what is the grade for this movie?
On the official LCJ report card, White House Down gets a B. The script is a little far-fetched, but if you stick with it, it's good, solid summertime escapism.
Okay, now the other big film out this week stars
Yes.
a couple of actresses who are really hot right now.
But do they bring the heat in The Heat? Academy Award winner Sandra Bullock and Academy Award nominee Melissa McCarthy team up for this female buddy cop comedy. Bullock plays FBI agent Sarah Ashburn. She's worked at the FBI's headquarters in Washington, D.C. for about a dozen years and has made a name for herself by sending a notorious murderer to prison. In order to have a chance at a big job promotion, Ashburn has to go to Boston to work with McCarthy's loud, foul-mouthed street cop Shannon Mullins to take down a drug lord.
Now this seems like a thin plot for an entire film, Jackson.
Yeah, and it is. And the filmmakers were hoping that the audience would be laughing so hard that they wouldn't notice. But The Heat tries way too hard with the comedy, tries way too hard to make you laugh with an over-the-top, repetitive, and annoying script. The gags fail miserably, simply meant to shock the audience, and the running jokes aren't funny, and there are hardly any clever one-liners.
You'd also like to think that with Bullock and McCarthy, you'd get some good results.
Yeah, they're both likable, but they're handcuffed with one-note characters. McCarthy constantly spews out profanity. I think she hopes she doesn't expect maybe to get another Oscar nomination. She hopes, but I don't think she's going to receive one this time. It was obviously a bit of a surprise when she did for Bridesmaids. Bullock clearly out of her comfort zone. The director of Bridesmaids directs this film, Paul Feig, likely trying to duplicate that success, but The Heat lacks the originality and charm of that film.
Not expecting a good grade for this one.
Oh yeah, on the official LCJ report card, The Heat gets a D.
And what's up next week?
Next week, hopefully some better ones. As a matter of fact, I have seen Despicable Me 2. It opens on Wednesday for the big 4th of July weekend. Definitely go see it. We'll talk about that. Also, The Lone Ranger with Johnny Depp and the indie comedy, The Way, Way Back.
And as always, we appreciate you being
Thank
here.
you very
and
much.
as you guys know, Jackson is here every Saturday. You can check out his full reviews anytime on his website. That's lights-camera-jackson.com.